What is up, you guys, and welcome to the Chosen League podcast, where fire sports content is the name of the game. I'm your host, Devon, and in today's episode, I'm going to be talking to you guys about last night's game, game one of the second round, Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets. But before we get into all that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload an episode. Let's get into it. Minnesota, Carl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, Anthony Edwards, Mike Conley. I mean, man, that boy Ant's a bad dude. That man Ant, he's so cold. Hey, he gonna be the face of the league next year. Believe me. I mean, putting up 43 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks, and then you got Carl Anthony Towns, 20 points, three three assists, 3 rebounds. Like, man. But look, talking about Carl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, they really did what they needed to do. I mean, Ant scored the first points for the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first quarter, in the beginning of the first quarter, a 3-point shot in the corner. And then, he actually converted on the 3-point play. Carl Anthony Towns converted on the 3-point play. Um, and all this was in the first half. And also in that first half, you had Anthony Edwards hitting two threes in the first half. Mike Conley hitting two threes in the second half. So it's the ball movement, the chemistry, everything was flowing from Minnesota. And let's not forget their supporting cast. Six man, Nas Reed, 16 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. This man was on fire. You hear me? And they playing in Denver. Denver has been dominant at home until now, until they ran up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. But anyways, Reed made a lot of great plays in the second half. I mean, he hit a 3-point shot to avoid shot clock violation ball, 3-point shot off the glass and in. He also had a putback dunk from I believe it was Anthony Edwards took a three, missed it, putback slam from Nas Reed. Also, he got fouled after making a layup and then converted on a 3-point play. So it was so much going in. They came in with a lot of energy, and you could tell. I mean, let's be for real. Minnesota is a young team. Carl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, and the thing about Carl Anthony Towns, even though he was in foul trouble, he still managed to stay in the game and help his team win. And I think moving forward though, because this is a repeat what happened with him in Phoenix, he has to he has to be careful because he doesn't want to continue to put himself in that situation where he's getting into foul trouble a lot of times. So that did happen in Phoenix, but we gotta see him stay out of foul trouble because Carl Anthony Towns is just as big a valuable piece to this team, just like a Anthony Edwards, a Nas Reed, McDaniels, Gobert, and man, and let's talk about Rudy Gobert before I even get into Minnesota as a whole team, what they did as a whole team, statistics speaking. But Rudy Gobert, most of his shots came from the paint. He played Jokic really well. A lot of times you seen Jokic in the paint, he'll back down his defender like he normally does, and then he'll hit a spin move or he'll try to get by. Rudy played him great in the post, and Rudy Gobert made a lot of his shots in the paint. He did get a block on Jokic. So a lot of times Jokic had to shoot from the perimeter, and that's something Jokic. I mean, we know Jokic can shoot from the perimeter, but 9 times out of 10, he's going to get his bread and butter is going to be in the paint. He's going to make sure he starts create and score from the inside before even trying to score from the perimeter. So a lot of times he had to run. He tried to run screens. You know, you know for a fact if you're the Denver Nuggets, you run a screen on Rudy Gobert. Guess who else you got to worry about? You got to worry about Carl Anthony Towns. And not gonna lie, Carl Anthony Towns did. There were some possessions where Jokic got the best of him, and he got the best of Jokic. Go figure. But they're just really, I mean, really, Minnesota really came out to play. I mean, their largest lead was 14. They shot 52% from the field, 6 blocks, six of them, and 52 points in the paint. 52. Minnesota is on a mission. And I do believe they're going to be in the Western Conference Finals. And if they continue to play as well as they are right now, they're they can't turn you can't turn it off with them. They gonna play all the way through. They played in the second half when you see Minnesota trying to bounce back a little bit, and Denver was bouncing back, and they were getting the lead. They'll have the lead. It was so many lead changes in the second half, and then all of a sudden, Minnesota just didn't take their foot off the gas. They played down the stretch. They made the most out of their possessions, and all you gotta do is keep scoring. That's all it is. And moving on to the Denver Nuggets and Jokic, Murray, and Michael Porter Jr. Murray really struggled. He shot 6 of 14 from the field. He had 17 points last night, 4 assists, 1 rebound. Jokic 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds. So he was shy of a double double, triple double. He could either one could have went his way. Michael Porter Jr. 20 points, 1 assist, 6 rebounds, 3 steals. Michael Porter Jr. As I said, he's a big piece to this team. This is basically the big three right here. Jokic, Murray, and PJ. So Jokic, he like I said, Jokic and Gobert was going head to head. He did get the best of Gobert on that one play in the paint. Shot over Gobert, made a layup. Michael Porter Jr. alley hoop pass from Reggie Jackson to Michael Porter Jr. He slams it in, makes it. Jokic made a 3-point shot at the top of the key. I believe that was in the second half. Murray made a 3-point shot in the third quarter. That little sidestep he does to create space knocks it down. Murray also made a reverse layup in the second half, and it got the broadcasters amazed. It got the whole crowd amazed, and that's the thing. When you're a team like the Minnesota Timberwolves or Denver, that crowd is amazing. So you're playing against an opposing team who has a great crowd and they're in tune with the game. The home team gonna put on for the fans. But anyways, Nuggets as a whole, they had 12 steals, 40. They shot 46% from the field, 80% from the free throw line, 34 rebounds, and 14 fast break points. Now, before I even end this off, but question for discussion. I want to leave you guys with this question. Should the Nuggets be concerned after losing game one at home? Because what this means is all you need to do when you're in the playoffs, all you need to do is at least win one away game. If you're the opposing team and you're playing away, you just need to win one game. You need to win one game in your opponent's home, in their territory. So Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, I would like to see moving on to the game two. I would like to see McDaniels more involved knocking down shots because we got to see more of that supporting cast. We know what Nas Reed 6 man. We know what he's capable of, but we need McDaniels. We need Alexander. We need all these guys to contribute and really bring that energy to that team because what we see from McDaniels, the way he was and him and Alexander was playing against Phoenix, we need to see that again, but at a higher level. They need to come with that same mentality, but play at a higher level. Play better than you did in your previous game. That's all. But honestly, this is gonna be a game right here. Denver and Minnesota. This has to be the most entertaining second round matchup I've ever seen. And it's going to get more interesting as the games go on. But anyways, that is all for today's episode. Once again, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload an episode. I'm Devon, and I'm signing off.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show.